Popular ideas. How are you using Alchemix now? No ETH vault on V2, just derivatives like WETH. WETH can depeg. This is a very good question. We have 94 Ethereum in here, worth $100,000. We've borrowed against it the full loan. We have $51,000 in debt. Our Ethereum, our 94.26 Ethereum, here it is in the Yearn wrapped ETH vault, earning a dismal 0.17 APY. Interest rates and yield has fallen the fuck out on Alchemix, and it's total destruction over here of our portfolio. I am not happy. We need yields to come back. Yearn needs to make a change immediately. I know that Alchemix is voting to add Aave strategies, and I believe Aave strategies have a higher APY. We need to be able to move our collateral and our yields over to better strategies that have better APRs. Lido, ST-ETH, and Rocket ETH depegged because they are basically bonds on future ETH that you cannot get yet out of ETH 2.0. And at the earliest, probably shouldn't be able to see those funds for about a year or so. So they act like a bond for Ethereum that matures in about a year, but there's really unknown target date for when that bond's actually going to mature. And that's why these have depegged recently and are no good. The Yearn wrapped ETH vault, it's just that all of DeFi yields have gone down. Even in V1, yields have gone down, and we need usage to happen on the chain for yields to go back up. And right now, we're basically, it's a payoff time of infinite at this APY to pay off our loan. Thank God Ethereum is falling so much that eventually in the future, if yields stay this low and Ethereum keeps falling, we can just pay off our loan with very little money anyway and keep our exposure to Ethereum. I do know Alchemix is working on it going into the future. They're working to add the Aave strategy. The voting is up for that right now. You can now vote to add the Aave strategies to Alchemix V2. I know they're working on a tool within Alchemix that helps you switch collaterals from one vault to another. So if you had USDT, you wanted to go in the USDC vault, they're working on a tool that will help you do that even though you've borrowed against everything. I would like to see some Aave stuff work. I'd also like to see Yearn step it up and where the yields are. We know yields are higher than this out in the public, and yield is just taking way too much money of a cut. They're taking a traditional basically 2 and 20 off of any investments, and that's not going to work in decentralized finance. The whole point of this is so fees are much lower than traditional finance, and these yields need to pass through to the borrowers of things like Alchemix, or they're just never going to survive, and they're not going to be the bleeding edge of vaulting and how you receive yield. And that's just a huge issue. I think Alchemix is doing really good headed towards layer 2s. I'm very interested for Optimism and Arbitrum and layer 2s and ETH 2.0 in the future, but I think during a recession like this, it's going to be a very bumpy road for the next 6 months, year, maybe even 2 years in DeFi. And I think the most important thing is to just keep our eye on all of this stuff, use the product, because we still can get amazing cash flow on our USDC, on our DAI, and on our Ethereum. Use the actual product for cash flow and things like that. But wait till things really build out in the future, fees are cheaper, and there's really a better use case for everybody to be doing everything on chain with ZK rollups and stuff like that. So the no liquidations is key here. During this entire crash, we've watched this portfolio of Ethereum, which we plan on holding long-term no matter what happens, and we have to remember that. This is a bet that we've placed on Ethereum, and we've placed it for years to come through the bear market, and we've watched this roll over from $400,000 down to $100,000, so definitely very painful. But if we would have taken this loan out in Aave, in Compound, in MakerDAO, or anywhere else, we probably would have gotten liquidated, and this loan is where we're able to go rehab this house. So, you know, eventually builders are building, the devs are doing something. It is very frustrating right now, but hopefully yields come back, devs do something where we can find just even slightly better yield somewhere. If we could get 2%, you know, that would be very interesting for us. We don't even need this 4% or 3%, just over 1% APY be nice, so that it's more of like a mortgage. If we could get 2%, cut the payoff time down to 25 years, it feels like you're borrowing a very safe mortgage against your capital with a negative interest rate. And I think that's where things get very promising with Alchemix in the future. I'm bullish on it. Like, I'm not worried about liquidating or anything like that. I'm also not buying their tokens. A lot to fix on their end. the devs are doing something, so excited for that. If you want to buy cryptocurrency, if you need to buy Ethereum or stable tokens or anything like that, I suggest you buy it with the link down below on FTX. And you can see, I love on the charting over here, it puts a dot every time I bought, and send it over to your private wallet, deposit in Alchemix, or do whatever you want. Buy your stable tokens, you know? That's about it. And we're holding off on Alchemix and everything till they do the VE tokenomics, till everything turns around. But we're super hype on everything happening here in Alchemix.